So today is characteristics to equations. We're going to give you some information and have you write the equation. So it's sort of like the Jeopardy day of the unit. Like all the other days we said, here's the equation, find the stuff. Today we say, here's the stuff, find the equation. So you already know the theory and the information you need. It's just, can you use it in reverse? It's like the first part of last week we had what's my what's the word I'm looking for here? The name of this unit is conic sections. That's what I'm looking for. Last week we drove the car forward. This week or today we're going to drive the car backwards. So same car, same information, but it is a little trickier to drive backwards than it is to drive forwards. And the better you are driving forwards, the better you are driving backwards. It's still a little bit tricky though. So that's what we're doing today is instead of me giving you the equation and you driving forward to the information, I'm going to give you the information, you're going to put it in reverse and back up to the equation. Like that?
I mean, those old people got it right. They put it in reverse and go flying through the garage. I think they got that right.
I know. Some people they get a little crazy when they're in reverse, and we'll see what happens today. But before we do that, let's answer some homework questions. So, worksheet 3, hyperbolas. What questions do you have? Which one? Number 6. Number 6. Which of the following is false about hyperbola? Now I'm remembering that I think I was supposed to change one of these, and I wonder if that was the one.
You probably think it as true.
I don't remember which one I was. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe there's a mistake. Maybe not. Which of the following is false about that hyperbola? The center is at 2, -5. That's true. The foci. Okay, well the foci, let's see. This hyperbola, the x comes first, so I know it's left and right. So I know that my foci are on the x, so at least that part is right. I know it's going left and right, but that distance from the center is a squared plus b squared. So c squared is, it doesn't really matter who's a and who's b, but 36 plus 49. Square root of, would that be 85? Oh, wait a minute. I think they did a squared minus b squared. So that is false. That's what we're looking for. This is a confusing, worded strangely, but number 2 is false.
So if we're looking for the foci, we're going to be using the c squared equals a squared b plus b squared thing.
For a hyperbola, it's a squared plus b squared. For an ellipse, it's a squared minus b squared. So 1's out, 2's in, 2's in, 1's out. So I still need to check 3. The vertices are, I can tell this isn't right from the get-go, because these vertices, they should have the same y value. We should go left and right 6.
Because that's the bigger one.
Not because it's the bigger one, because it's the first one. On ellipses, the bigger one's more important. On hyperbolas, the first one is more important.
The first one means that's the only section that does change, and the other one stays the same. Like x would be this changing.
So we're going to go left and right 6, and those will be the vertices.
Okay, and the y doesn't change.
And all the y value stuff should be the same.
So that means 3 can be right.
So 3 can't be right because we're supposed to add and subtract 6 from the x coordinate. So it should be -4, -5, and 8, -5. So that's 2. So 3 is false. That's what we're looking for. So 2 and 3 are false. Force you to just think hard on that one to understand what they're asking. Other questions? Jason.
I have two.
Okay.
Just 1B and then 10.
1B and then 10. Good. 1B is a good one because the y is first. What's that mean?
It's like -3.
Okay. You definitely want to be careful to get the...
Yeah.
So the x and y feel like they're backwards, so be careful on getting the center. That's a common mistake to just sort of read it off as 2, -3. But x is -3, y is 2. Y comes first, so I know it's an up and down hyperbola. -3, 2 is the center. We'll go up and down 4. 2, 4. Up and down 4. Left and right 2. And if this was an ellipse, we'd be almost done, but it's not an ellipse. So, we don't like these, right? Because then we got to do box, asymptote, and then the hyperbola. So we'll make the box, asymptotes, plural, I guess I should say. My straight edge. So the diagonals of the box make the asymptotes. And then again, y came first, so it needs to be an up and down hyperbola. And then we're good, because it didn't ask for anything else. It didn't tell me to, my vertices are on there, but it didn't ask for them. My foci aren't really on there, but they'd be somewhere in there. But it didn't ask for them.
So on like the test, would you have one like this? Because it seems like a little crowded.
That one's not too bad.
Like
It's better than when going off the graph, right?
Yeah.
And what was your other one?
10.
Number 10. Anything else on that one? Number 10. Oh, that's a lot going on in number 10.
Yeah.
Given the equation, find everything, basically. Let's see. The y looks positive, so I'm going to put the y stuff first. 4y squared plus 24y minus x squared plus 4x equals -16. Alright, so that's just rearranging, getting it ready to work the problem. Let's factor out of 4. How about of the x stuff, what should we factor out? Negative.
Why didn't you have the x first?
Because usually I want the positive thing first, so that it ends up something squared minus something else squared. It doesn't really matter, but it's just going to make more sense to have the positive thing first. Let's see, half of b is 3. Square it, we get 9. Here's the tricky part, although you guys seem to be doing well on this.
Add 8 to 36.
Yeah, I wrote plus 9, but I really added 36. And then for the x stuff, half of b is -2. Square it, we get 4. So I write plus 4, but I really subtracted 4 because of the minus sign out front.
So
4 times, y plus 3 squared minus x minus 2 squared equals 16. which is convenient. What next?
You can divide
Yep.
everything by 16.
Let's divide everybody by 16. So y plus 3 squared over 4 minus x minus 2 squared over 16 equals 1. Okay, now it's in the form we like it. Now we can start answering the questions. Name the graph of the equation. Hyperbola. It's on the hyperbola worksheet, so of course it's a hyperbola. But that's good practice because on a review or on the test, they could all be jumbled up, and so you'd have to recognize that that's a hyperbola.
And it's a hyperbola because there's a subtraction sign.
Yes, good. The minus sign is the sort of the giveaway that it's a hyperbola. What is the center?
2, -3.
Again, careful, the x and y seem backwards, but 2, -3 for the center. And I guess I can start graphing it as I go. Points of the foci. Well, c squared equals a squared. Minus or plus? Plus. So c squared equals 4 plus 16. So c is the square root of 20, or maybe plus or minus. That might help remind me to do plus or minus. But that's not the foci. Sometimes, not a common mistake, but an occasional mistake. People remember that and say, aha, the foci is c equals square root of 20. Like, no, that's how you get to the foci. Like the foci are points on the graph.
The center equals that?
The center is 2, -3. How do I get from the center to the foci? Are the foci up and down or left and right?
Oh, you have to do the thing plus that.
But which coordinate is getting the plus or minus square root of 20?
Y. So it'd be -3 plus or minus square root of 20.
So 2, -3 plus or minus square root of 20 for my foci. Now, if I wanted to put those on the graph, I'd need to figure out what the square root of 20 is and go up and down that many. But it doesn't ask me to graph them, so I'm okay.
Couldn't you simplify square root of 10?
Absolutely, you could. Not necessary, but you certainly could.
It's not necessary to.
Not necessary to simplify it,
Wait.
which I know feels weird, but in calculus
I
it doesn't
think
matter.
you
So,
graphed it.
pardon?
Graph.
Graph.
You went -2.
I sure did. Thank you for catching that before I went any further. 2, -3 would be over here. Oh, and I got lucky. That other point, I'm going to go left and right 4.
No, you. Oh.
So yeah, I planned that all along.
Wait, left and right.
Right, left and right 4, up and down 2. It's asking me for the vertices before I graph, but I think the graph is helpful to find the vertices. It's up and down, so my vertices are the up and down points.
So where'd you get the 4 left and right?
Because of the 16 and 4.
So this y one is up and down 2, left and right 4.
Oh, you're square rooting it.
Right, because that's a squared and b squared, and I need a and b for the graph. Very wide hyperbola.